Well, in a recent interview for his newest movie, Highest to Lowest,
Okay.
actor Denzel Washington, alongside director Spike Lee,
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes.
was asked about cancel culture. Denzel, your thoughts? You can't get canceled if you don't sign up. Don't sign up.
You've been had, been took, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Wise words. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this. Basically, Denzel said,
Wait, cause I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
and it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Wednesday. Well, we're going to go to Hollywood. In a recent interview, Denzel Washington, actor Denzel Washington, legend Denzel Washington, Oscar Award-winning Denzel Washington, alongside director Spike Lee in his newest movie, Highest to Lowest, was asked a number of questions, a myriad of questions. One of those happened to be cancel culture. And basically, Denzel said, that noise, that's garbage, that's nonsense. Yeah, don't fall for it. And here we go. This comes out of that Park Place. Denzel Washington fights back against cancel culture, citing faith in God, not man. You can't be canceled if you haven't signed up. Cancel culture has become one of the most powerful forces in Hollywood, but Denzel Washington doesn't really care. Entire careers have been reshaped, derailed, or even ended at the hands of social media outrage and shifting cultural trends. But for a legendary actor, Denzel Washington, none of that matters. He isn't worried about approval from the crowd. He certainly isn't worried about being, quote-unquote, canceled. In a recent interview promoting his latest collaboration with Spike Lee, Denzel Washington made it clear about his position on cancel culture. His words weren't the kind of hedged or politically correct answers that audiences have come to expect from Hollywood elites. Instead, Washington spoke about the place of conviction and faith, made it clear that cancel culture has no authority over him. What does that mean? Well, when asked directly by Complex News if he worried about being canceled, Washington immediately challenged the very idea. What does that mean, to be canceled? He asked.
Do you guys consider being quote-unquote canceled?
What does that mean, being canceled?
It means you lose public support.
Who cares? What made public support so important to begin with?
I guess because followers now are currency.
I don't care who's following. Okay? You can't lead and follow at the same time, and you can't follow and lead at the same time. I don't follow anybody. I follow the heavenly spirit. I follow God.
Amen.
I don't follow man. I have faith in God. I have hope in man. But look around. It ain't working out so well.
Preach.
Forget being followed. You can't be canceled if you haven't signed up.
Boom.
Sign up. Don't get me started. My chest started hurting. Chest getting tight. Talking about it. I could care less.
Nice. The interviewer clarified that cancel culture was about losing public support, and Denzel Washington doesn't really care. Who cares? What made public support so important to begin with? It was a striking response, especially in an industry that often treats audience approval as the most valuable currency of all. While other stars scrambled to rehabilitate their image after the smallest misstep, Washington shrugged it off the entire concept with the one dismissive question, who cares? Grounded in faith, not in public opinion. Washington didn't stop there. He wanted to explain exactly what guides him through his world obsessed with reputation and popularity, his faith. I don't follow anybody. I follow God. I don't follow man. I have faith in God. I have hope in man, he said. This is consistent with Washington said for decades. He has long been open about his Christian faith, crediting it about the foundation of his career, his decision-making, and his views of success. Unlike many of his peers in Hollywood, he isn't trying to curry favor with critics or make himself even the darling of online activists. His compass is higher than that. For Washington, the applaud of the crowd is temporary. The approval of God, in his words, is eternal. You can't be canceled if you haven't signed up. Perhaps the sharpest moment of the conversation came when Washington laid down that kind of line that will be remembered for years. That statement cuts to the heart of the cancel culture debate. If you tie your identity, career, and value to approval of the masses, then yes, cancel culture has the ability to destroy you. But if you never signed up for that kind of arrangement in the first place, cancel culture has no leverage. Truth. In a rare perspective in Hollywood, where actors or entertainers are often living in fear of the latest outrage cycle, Washington has reached a point in his life and his career where he can say what most of the industry is too afraid to admit. Cancel culture only has the power if you give it so. Why his words matter. Washington Word's comments strike at the heart of one of the most biggest issues facing the entertainment industry today. Cancel culture has made actors, comedians, musicians, and writers fearful of speaking their minds and making boldful creative choices. Careers are no longer shaped by the box office numbers or artistry alone, but by whether one has offended the wrong group of people online. Truth, again. That Denzel Washington, a man with over 4 decades of critically acclaimed work, 2 Oscars, and a respective audiences around the globe, so casually dismissed cancel culture and sends a message. He's proved that cancel culture is not inevitable. His point was that if you're grounded in principle and faith, if you refuse to play the game, then cancel culture really has no teeth. This just isn't about the actor pushing back. It's about industry at large. Washington's words expose the fear that drives Hollywood. They reveal how many stars are willing to sign up for the approval of the crowd, making themselves vulnerable to its wrath. The bigger picture. There's also important culture undercurrent here. Cancel culture thrives on the idea that collective opinions of strangers online matters more than personal conviction. Washington has even effectively tore that idea apart. By saying don't sign up, he's offering a blueprint to others in the industry. Stop making public approval your God. Stop putting your worth in the hands of people who don't know you. For Washington, the choice is simple: faith over fame. It's a philosophy that not only frees Denzel from the cancel culture, but also sets him apart from nearly everyone else in that industry. Conclusion. Denzel Washington has always been a different kind of Hollywood star. He's disciplined, private, grounded in a way that few in the industry are. His latest comments of cancel culture aren't just a throwaway interview moment, they're a worldview. Thoughts. That was well written. And for Denzel to be dropping mics, like hot potatoes, love it. Absolutely love it. And he's absolutely true. Thing is that you can't get canceled if you don't sign up. Now, a lot of us who do videos, who are bigger names, bigger platforms, have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers, baiting, not waiting on every, word that you say, bated breath. But the second you step out of line, the second you say, hey, you know what? I don't like abortion. Abortion is evil. Abortion is sinful. Cancel. You know what? I think marriage is between a man and a woman. Cancel. I have questions about COVID and the magical vax. Cancel. How many times we saw that in 2020, 21, 22, before finally getting our heads up out of the sand in 23, and here we are now. So Denzel is true. Denzel true in every word he said, and he's rarity. Along with him, Tom Cruise, Kelsey Grammer, Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis, other legendary actors who've been in the industry for many, many years. You can't cancel them. Quote Kid Rock, I'm uncancelable. And that's what Denzel is. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.